Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carey Anderson with Dade County. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Dade County Weekly Update. We have quite a lineup of people today, as you can see on the screen in front of you. So if you know somebody who would be interested in hearing from any of these folks, go ahead and send them an invitation to watch this with you on Facebook or YouTube. Go ahead and send them a quick text. Say, hey, you might want to jump on here and watch this, because we have with us today, we have Jane Dixon with the Alliance for Dade, Kristy Lawson, who's the Executive Director for the Sexual Assault Victims Advocacy Center, Jennifer Blair and Peter Cervelli with Scenic Dade Corporation, Sergeant Haley Smith, who is the PIO for the Dade County Sheriff's Office, and Dade County Sheriff Ray Cross, and we also have Dade County Executive Ted Rumley. So we will be taking live questions after this on the Facebook portion, so you can type your questions in on Facebook. We will answer them at the end of our update today. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to email us those questions at info@dadecounty-ga.gov. I do have some general announcements before we hear from our guests. The first one is Salvation Army bell ringers are currently ringing bells at Ingalls and Food City during the holiday season. We do have some open spots for bell ringers this coming Saturday, December 4th, from 12 to 2 and 2 to 4 at our Food City location. If you're interested in ringing bells with our Dade County bell ringers, call Sharon Finley at 423-802-2140. Also, Dade County EMA is hiring 2 dispatch positions for their evening shifts. If you are interested in those positions, you can find out more at dadecounty-ga.gov. You can even apply online for those dispatch positions. The Cherokee Regional Library System is hiring a youth education coordinator for our local library here in Dade County. So if you are interested in that, go ahead and you can apply online with Lisa Eubanks. Also, 4-H is looking for rifle coaches for their safe shooting teams, and they're also holding registrations for the shotgun team December 15th and January the 6th. Those registration and information sessions will be from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. If you would like more information about that, go ahead and give them a call at 706-657-4116. The City of Trenton Police Department is doing the Silver Bells project again this year. You can drop off donations for senior citizens at the Trenton City Hall. If you have questions, you can give them a call at 706-657-4167. As a reminder, our commission meeting is tonight at 6 o'clock. That's our first meeting. If you want to see what's on the agenda, you can visit dadecounty-ga.gov. Click on the link that says on the agenda. It'll show you the agenda. We will live stream tonight's meeting as usual to Facebook and YouTube. So it will be on both of those. Also, a couple of save the dates for you that you can see in front of you right now. Tricep Cattlemen's Association Banquet. I do want to bring that one up to you because the RSVP for that is this Friday. So make sure to RSVP for that if you want to attend that banquet. And also the first annual Thanksmas Banquet is happening. I think that is December the 11th. You can find all of these dates and more online at dadecounty-ga.gov. And next, we'll be hearing from Jane Dixon with the Alliance for Dade.
Well, Jolly Holly weekend is coming. I am in the county commission room. To my right is one of the most beautiful Christmas trees. It reaches the ceiling and it's covered in lights. The first thing that's going to happen, remember, the 4th, December 4th, this Saturday morning at 9 o'clock. The doors will open at the Dade County High School. We will have Jolly Holidays, the Dade Expo. You need to know it's worth you attending because we have already sold out all the booths we have. We don't have another ounce of space, so it's going to be full of all kind of gifts that you can buy. So we want to ask you to try to come by 9 to 4 this Saturday at Dade County High School. You will need to bring some money with you. We do want you to spend it while you're there. If you have children, please bring them with you. We will have a kids corner, a kids area. Santa will be there between 1 and 3 o'clock. He will also be available for pictures. We will have a photographer. Victoria will be there. we have a special time from 2 to 3. We have a local person named Camden Smith. He will be providing Christmas music. We will also have 2 vendors that will be there. There's a new restaurant coming to town, and it's called, it's called Birdie Bistro. It is located right behind Sweet Teas as you go towards the health department, right there. But they will be there for their grand opening meals. So we encourage you to come by there, to stop. Also, Leslie Agamaritos will be there, and they will be serving food. Last year when they came, they sold out everything they had. So please, come on over, shop at the Dade Expo, eat at the Dade Expo. Let your kids have a great time with Santa at the Dade Expo. When you get through, stay in Trenton. Go over to the sheriff's, where the front of the sheriff's building. There'll be all kind of activities for children there. You'll even have time maybe to run over to Thatcher's or run up to Guthrie's and eat again. Hey, we're into this, eating. Eat again in Trenton. Then at 6 o'clock, folks, something's going to happen. The Light Up Trenton will be at 6 o'clock. We have asked all the merchants in Dade County to put lights somewhere on their buildings, inside, outside. And you're going to have a tough time competing with this building, because this Christmas tree that's up here that Don Townsend has put up is beautiful. Drive by and see it. If you want a tour of all the trees in this building, you could get that from Don, because he's certainly very proud of all his decorations. Now, I want to take just a minute, though, to let you know, and so you won't forget this. This is really important. The Public Health Department, our Dade County Health Department, will be at the Dade Expo. They will be giving flu shots. They will also give the COVID shots. You will need to bring your card with you to know which shot you need now. But we're just delighted that they would choose to come, because we think there are going to be a lot of people there Saturday. And if they can help you from the health department, they would certainly like to do that. So bring your cards, come prepared. If you haven't had your flu shot, they will have it there, and they'll be happy to give it to you. Now, one thing we always want to make sure we do is to give credit where credit is due to people. I'd like to let you know the sponsors for our Light Up Trenton. The sponsors, as you can see, there are 4 of those listed there. The Friends of Cloudland Canyon State Park, Metastar's, the trailers park right up here, the tractor trailers, where they will go pick up big heavy machinery for you. Meade Forestry, the Citizens Bank and Trust. You see them on your screen. They're all there for you to look at. You also need to know who helped do the Dade Expo. If you'll look at these, there's quite a few more. Red Fox. Red Fox is kind of new up on US 11. MedX, that's Nathan Wooten. Nathan has done a tremendous amount to help the Dade Expo. Look next to your side. You have Uncle Lair's Outpost. They have been a great help. Citizens Bank and Trust. The Top of Georgia. Top of Georgia will also be at the Dade Expo. TVN. Bottom Dollar Tools has got over $500 worth of tools that they are donating. The TVN is a contributor, and of course, Canyon Grill. So please, we need you to know who these sponsors are. If you see them around, thank them, and also show up. So we're excited. We're looking for you to be there. This is going to be the weekend to light up Trenton in lots of different ways. We will also have the Christmas crossing on the square, which you'll hear a little bit more about. After the Light Up Trenton, the parade will come through town. And after it comes through, Santa Claus will be there on the parade. And we also wanted to let you know that there is the live nativity drive-through. If you've never seen what the Methodist Church does in their drive-through, you will really enjoy this. It's very, very good. Now, this is not on my sheet, but I saw this one year, and I wanted to let you know, if you haven't seen it, Rising Fawn Baptist Church, they have one of the most beautiful Christmas programs that there are. I attended one year, saw that, and it is quite stirring and moving, and it's beautiful. So This town has got a lot to give to our citizens, and we want you to take part. We encourage you. We know people want to get out and do things, so take your pick. You've got lots of choices in this town. Now, I think it's going to be kind of crowded Saturday in Trenton, so be prepared, because y'all, we've sent this same message to people in Chattanooga, people down in Fort Overthorpe, people south of us. So we're expecting, we want to just be covered up with folks in this town. So thank you very much, and now I'll turn this over to Christy. Are you ready, dear?
Thank you for that, Jane. Next, we'll hear from Kristy Lawson, the Executive Director of the Sexual Assault Victims Advocacy Center.
Good afternoon. So I'm Christy with the Sexual Assault Victims Advocacy Center, and we are a nonprofit that provides services to sexual violence victims for, of course, sexual violence, human trafficking, stalking, and teen dating violence. And we provide advocacy services, counseling, crisis intervention, and forensic medical exams. So those, anytime someone's in need of a forensic medical exam, those happen at our office. And we've been providing this service for Dade County for many years, but the victims have had to come to our main office in Fort Oglethorpe. So now I'm excited to announce that we have a space here in Trenton, and it's located in the Gross Shopping Center where Gross Furniture is. And we're in the very corner beside the barbershop. So we will be able to provide those outreach services for Dade County. And also we have a thrift store that's gonna help us maintain that space. And we hope the thrift store will benefit the community as well. So we have opened the thrift store as of today, and we're very, very excited. We've been pretty busy, and we would like for everyone to come check us out. So again, we're nonprofit, so if you make a donation, we can take clothing donations. Not right now, but in the very near future, you can just contact us and we can let you know how we will be doing that. But all your donations are tax deductible because we are nonprofit, and all the proceeds do benefit the center and the victims that we serve. So thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Kristy. Next, we will hear from Jennifer Blair and Peter Cervelli with Scenic Dade Corporation.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Peter Cervelli, and this is Jennifer Blair. We're both members of the Scenic Dade Corporation. Scenic Dade Corporation is doing something in Trenton. You might have noticed it over at the Town Creek Trail by the Jenkins Park, that a new trail is being built, and Scenic Dade is the prime mover in that. Scenic Dade Corporation was developed about 3 years ago when Jameson Griffith and I sat down and decided that instead of always using public dollars to try and get things done to improve the quality of life in Dade County, we thought it'd be important to bring private dollars to bear to help get some things done. And so Scenic Dade is a 501c3. Jennifer happens to be a member as well, and we do have several other people in the community that are members of the board. And Jennifer will give you the website information shortly because I don't remember what it is. So let's just talk about the Town Creek Trail. About 10 years ago, probably, maybe, I'm looking at Ted Rumley, I had a discussion with Ted as a result of a meeting down at the Downtown Development Authority that existed at the City of Trenton at the time to talk about potentially doing a trail along Town Creek in the city. And the courthouse had not been built yet, and one of the discussions we had was to try and make sure there was enough land left behind the courthouse to actually do a trail. And that happened, and I'm really thankful to the county for doing that. And so what you're seeing right now is the beginning of a trail that'll start extending Jenkins Park, essentially. And if you go over there and look right now, there's $100,000 base of trail already mostly in the ground over there, and it'll be done shortly. But that's only part one of the extension of Jenkins Park along Town Creek. The goal was, and we have agreement with most of these, with all of these groups, with Citizens Bank. We'll go behind Citizens Bank. We'll go behind the courthouse. And we're working with the school board right now to take the trail right on school board property right through down to the interstate. The goal is to make that a place where you can walk. We hope there will be artwork along the trail. There'll be places to sit. There'll be a new rain garden, hopefully behind the courthouse. You'll find it to be in a very attractive place to go. And it's only the beginning of what we hope Scenic Dade will do. You've already seen the signs that are at the beginning, the entranceways to the city of Trenton. They along with Lyman School, help make that happen. And these trails are very expensive, and I want to give credit to the Lyndhurst Foundation and Riverview in particular Foundation, who are the main donors of cash, besides some of the cash we've already generated within the community here. And so we want to thank Riverview and Lyndhurst and some money from the city as well. And that has gone to building $100,000 worth of trail so far. To actually complete this project, again, the goal is to use private money, not government money. That's probably going to take another $250,000. And so we think we can make some of that happen. But it's a journey we're going to continue to make, and we hope will only be the beginning of some of the other work that Scenic Dade will do. Jennifer Blair is the project manager of the trail, and so she's the person to contact about any questions regarding what's going to happen. And would you tell them the website name?
Sure, you can contact us at scenicdade.com. There's a contact page on there, so if you fill out that information, it'll send an email directly to us.
And if you have any questions, we'll hang around to the end and we'll answer those. And so we hope that's something you'll use and enjoy. It's going to take a little bit more work, but we think it'll make a big difference to the quality of life in town. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Peter and Jennifer. Next, we'll hear from PIO Haley Smith and Dade County Sheriff Ray Cross.
Yeah, I can. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for attending the news briefing this evening. I'd like to introduce to you Haley Smith. She's my sergeant with the Sheriff's Office, also the Public Information Officer with our office, and we appreciate Haley and all the work she does. Does a great job. We got a lot of activities scheduled for this weekend, starting with our annual Christmas party we have for the office will be tomorrow night. And then Saturday, we're going to be here on the square with Christmas Crossing. It's going to be our first annual event for Christmas, and we'd like to see a huge crowd and a huge turnout. Please come out and enjoy. There's going to be a lot of activities as far as face painting, hot dogs. I think we're going to have a movie screen set up. Stephen Ryan with Ryan's Funeral Home is going to do that for us, and a lot of activities that are planned for this weekend. So please come out and enjoy us, and let's have a good time. My main concern I talked to Carey this evening, and I wanted to address some problems we're having here in the county that's just devastating our office. And I had a girl that passed away the other day from a drug overdose. She was actually in Jackson County when this happened, but she has been in our jail several times, and I've tried to talk to this girl several times. She's very young, and that night there was two other victims that also passed away in relation to these drugs, and fentanyl was the main source of the drugs that were involved. So our office, along with Haley and a lot of our detectives and stuff, we are now pulling statistics of how many. I know last week we had almost 9 deaths in our county. Several of those drug related. We have several at the crime lab right now doing toxicology tests on to see how many of those, and I talked to the coroner today, we have 5 pending cases right now of deaths that are down in Atlanta, and she confirmed to me that she thinks 4 of those are drug related. Of course, we don't have the confirmation yet, but we're looking into that as soon as the medical examiner gets those back to us. But I had some statistics pulled today. Our overdose unresponsive calls for service from 2018, we had 22 confirmed overdoses. This is back in 2018, and 39 unresponsive calls for service. In 2021, today we have 39 confirmed overdoses with 74 unresponsive. That's almost double the cases of overdoses we've had in our county. Folks, we need your help. If you see any drug activity, any kind of homes you think there's drug activity going on, please let us know. We're losing people right and left because of mainly fentanyl, and with the border situation right now wide open, these drugs are just flooding across our border into the United States. A lot of this stuff hits the Atlanta area, and from there it's just spread out throughout the whole state of Georgia, not to mention the other parts of the United States. So any help you could give us, please let us know. Some of you have children that are involved in drug activity. It'd be better to let us know and let us make an arrest or get these people some help than it would to see them die of an overdose. And it's just overwhelming of the concern we have for these young kids, mostly that are dying of this. And these dealers that are doing this, I'm going to send a message to you. You better stop. You better not come to Dade County and even think about getting drugs to our kids, because we're fed up with it, and we're not going to tolerate that here in our county. But our main thing is to help these people that are users. Those are the ones that are victims. And unfortunately, if you have a death, then the family becomes the victims too, and their friends. So any information you can help us out with, we'd appreciate it. Heather, you got something?
Yes, sir. I would just like to echo on there are so many concerning families, and sometimes they pray and they beg us to come and arrest people because of just the drug addiction that is consuming the family. And, arrest is not always the answer, but it is a start in some areas in the legal system here in the Lookout Mountain Judicial Circuit. They have recently, formatted basically a drug court. It's not about sending people to jail and to prison. It's a step in the legal process of getting people help and just trying to acclimate them and through this addiction process. It is devastating all of our families. I know personally my family's been affected. Many of our families have been affected. So there is help. And if you feel like you want to remain anonymous, if you see a high drug activity in your neighborhood, you can email us. You can submit it on Facebook. You can give us a call. You don't have to give us your name. But we do have a very aggressive and proactive drug task force. Most of their cases and distribution and trafficking and a lot of the deaths are hitting in Walker County, but we're being affected greatly here too. So we're very aggressive about the drug traffickers. We do have compassion for those that are falling victim to the addiction, but those that are selling it, we're very aggressive with them. We don't want that here. So, yes, sir.
Hey, let me add, our officers carry Narcan on them. They have two bottles of Narcan. Those are not for the victims out here. Those are for the officers in case they get exposed to these fentanyl or whatever. But we've been having to use it on the victims that we come across now instead of the officers. So this problem is just escalating. And I'm hearing rumors also that a lot of these parties they go to, they'll have one person at these parties that stays sober and has Narcan on them just in case they overdose. So this is a very, very concerning issue to us. Keep in mind that Narcan is not used for methamphetamines. It's used for opioids. So it doesn't work on methamphetamines. It works on opioids. And of course, fentanyl is an opioid. It's a very high concentrated dose of it. But these young people that passed away the other day, they took one hit off a pipe or out of an aluminum foil piece, and this one girl was getting ready to go to work, and she dropped dead right then after the first hit. So this is very disturbing, very alarming. So please help us out if you can.
Thank you.
Got it? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Next, we'll hear from Dade County Executive Ted Rumley.
Good afternoon. Hope everyone's having a good day. It's a beautiful day out there to be November or December going into Christmas. It's just amazing. Appreciate Ray coming in and sharing that with us. I mean, you need to really take this serious. Any activity you see, whether you're a family member or there are family members involved or a neighbor, you don't feel like you're a snitch by calling these people. You're saving lives by doing it. I've seen it so much here in the last year or so, and just it seems like it's not a week goes by, like Ray was saying, that we don't have a call from our ambulances, sometimes 2 a day, 3, that, people are unconscious, unresponsive. Then you listen, and it's either like a 30-year-old or 20-year-old, just a young person. So, try to help them out. I mean, I'll go over a few things here before I go into our COVID report. The one good note I want to tell everybody, and we have had people, that really have shown appreciation. We do have our Christmas lights set in Rising Fund. Don't sound like a big deal to a lot of people, but it's a big deal to us. And if you're out riding around, going to Fort Payne, drive through Rising Fund, we have, I think it's like 14 poles there that we lit it up last year and this year also. So it's really nice. Gives you a good feeling, holiday feeling. We've been working, as a lot of you know, especially live on Sand Mountain, on our paving going up Burkhalter. On Hills Gap, and also if you live on Lookout on Burkhalter. Those projects are practically finished. They've finished the lineage on them. We've still got to come back on both of them and do a little more on the road, the actual reflectors. The Coal City Hollow, over there we've got probably 2 days left, 3 days left on it. And if we could have got our asphalt and all as today and tomorrow, we could finish it up. But they're like everybody else. They've got problems with help, and so we're going to try to get back in there Monday and get started back on it. But Billy Locke's about a day and a half finishing that over there, and I know those people over there would be appreciative of that because it had gotten in really bad shape. There is an area over there that there is a rock plant opened up a year or so ago. They're getting the pea gravel and brown rock out of the stream over there, and they have agreed they're going to pay 50% of our cost of that road, which is really going to help us out on that. And because they know that, you can tell by going over there, the worst part of the road is from the beginning up to where their plan is, and so they're going to share the cost on that. We do appreciate that from them. Our storm shelters, we've been talking about these things for a year or so, and they're coming as a reality now. They're becoming a reality. We've got the footers, finished at the 4 fields. They should probably have been another week and a half in Rising Fund being finished with that one, as far as the being ready for the building. And then we'll be going to Davis out there and start that. It'll be a little more in depth out there. We've got quite a bit of clearing we've got to do out there on the backside and all that, but that'll be the 3rd one. And hopefully in the next, by this time next year, we can find some property here in some of our other communities, because that's the only thing that really helped us up on these is, or in other parts like in New Salem, West Barrow area, New Home, and is actually, these things have got to be built on government property before we can get any help from FEMA. So, be thinking about that. If you know, we need approximately 2 acres. We've got to have enough parking. There's actually a layout of the property in the building. With the amount of people it holds, we've got to have so many parking areas, so many parking spaces. So it takes a pretty good area there to actually build one of these. The Tri-State Food Pantry, it's set for tomorrow, noon to 1, to load the truck at the satellite location. 2 to 4 on Lookout Mountain to distribute at the West Barrow Fire Department. 3 to 5 on Sand Mountain, and they will be distributing out there at the food bank. And if you have any questions about it, call Rose at 423-316-0384. And I want to say, all those people out there, they really work hard on this. There's some really dedicated people out there. And Rose, I know she is. Her and her husband, Mark, go to our church there, and she's really dedicated a lot of time to this, as well as all the people out there, and we appreciate it. Driver services, they'll be here on site next Monday. We will have our work session this evening. Our commission meeting, work session starts at 6. Our commission meeting will go right into that here in the commission room. The vaccine, had a lot of people still calling about vaccinations, and more about testing than the vaccine. So the vaccines, we went downstairs in the health department. They're readily available. The boosters, they're of course by appointment only. They shouldn't have a problem. The But now on the testing is another question. Now we have, like the primary health care, you need to make an appointment there. They're doing testing. Lawson Medical, they take straight pay. I'm not sure. Do they take any insurance at all? I don't know whether they do or not.
No,
You would think they would, but
I don't know if they do or not. The numbers,
All these phone numbers are on our website.
the numbers on our website, so you can call and ask.
Yeah, Price Pharmacy, they have a rapid test, straight pay for $90 that they do. And the American Family Practice there in Lookout Valley, they're right there at Walmart, and they do the rapid test also. So, anything else now I'm leaving out?
That
Seems
is
like
it.
there's one other thing we talked about. I don't remember what it was. I didn't write it down. But anyway, we're going to our COVID numbers here. In Dade County, we've had actually 18 positive cases here in the last 2 weeks, last 14 days. That puts us up to 1,854. We've had 18 deaths and 70 hospitalizations. Now that's from the beginning of the COVID. Walker County, they've had 105 in the last 14 days test positive. They're up to 9,814 in Walker County. Catoosa County, they've had 77 test positive in the last 2 weeks. They're up to 8,543 in Catoosa. Chattooga County, they've had 23 in the last 14 days test positive, and at this time they're at 3,733 positive cases in Chattooga County. The Hamilton County moving to Tennessee, right now as we speak, they do actually their report a little different than Dade or than Georgia or Alabama. They do actually give us the true active cases as we speak right now. So, I like the way they do that, but they're one of the few states that do that. Right now in Hamilton County, they have 564 active cases of COVID in Hamilton County. They've actually had 685 deaths. They've had 64,226 recoveries out of the 65,275 cases that they total as of today. So out of that 65,275, they've had 64,026 that actually have recovered. Marion County, right now they have 30 active cases. Their number is 5,900 positive cases in Marion County, and they've had 5,805 recover out of that 5,900. They've also had 65 deaths in Marion County. Grundy County, they're up to 2,937 positive cases. They have 17 active cases as we speak. They've had 2,878 recoveries with 42 deaths. Move down to Alabama, moving to Jackson County. Jackson County, they've had 14 positive cases in the last 7 days. Not 14, but in the last 7 days. That their total is up to 10,191 positives in Jackson County. They've had 195 deaths from COVID. DeKalb County, they're at 13,033 positive cases. They've had 270 deaths, and they've had 43 positive cases in the last 7 days. Okay, it's definitely still out there. I was hoping by this time that the numbers would really, really decrease. Of course, they're not increasing that greatly. They're kind of leveled off, but still try to be careful. Wear your face mask, your face covering. Anytime you're in a closed room, or maybe buy low or at Food City, Ingles when you're doing your shopping, anywhere that you feel uncomfortable. And still try to do your 6 foot. It's not something it's mandatory. It's something it's just, I've said it many times, just try to use common sense. And you can tell when you're in an environment that you feel uncomfortable when you do that. Keep your mask with you. Is there anything you want to add, Carey?
We do have some new information on our website from the CDC regarding the Omicron variant. The first case was found in the United States this week in California. So we have added some links to our website about that variant. So we are watching that already for everybody.
Okay.
So, and I did want to mention also there still is free testing at the Colonnade They just put that out. Free testing at the Colonnade every Monday and Wednesday from 9 to 6.
Okay, that's good. They've started.
And that's available to all citizens of, residents of Georgia,
Okay.
so the state. And we do have some questions.
Okay.
I think they're all for you. The first one is, we received this question earlier in the week. Where is the Rising Fawn Storm Shelter located?
It's at the South Dade Community Center. It's at our main community center in Rising Fawn, right there. It's on up School Street, where the used to be the old Rising Fawn Elementary School. Yeah.
Okay, so it's kind of across from the fire department, is that right?
Well, it's where the fire department's at. They're located on the same property.
Okay. And then how many people will these storm shelters hold? I think EMA Director Case said 265, is that right?
265 plus. I mean, that's what, it's rated at, but if we had to, you could probably get a few more people in there, but it's 265 people.
Okay. The next question is, who is in charge of the county animal shelter, and what's the current status of the construction of that shelter?
Right now, we're, that's something in the near future we're going to work with the city on, and there's no one, really in charge of it. We've, Alex Case, we've mentioned this before, they've allotted, I think, $65,000. And, right now we're just reviewing, the new SPLOST is just, coming in. And that's something we're going to get on. It's something we've been saying for years, but, it's to me, it's kind of a priority here now. We need to go ahead because honestly, we get more and more calls. It kind of slacked off for a while, but being here on the Alabama-Tennessee border, we get a lot of strays. A lot more dogs are being just turned loose, especially on Sand Mountain in that area right across the line. And so we've got to do something. And we're going to, partner with the city. I think they're all on board with it, and we'll make this thing happen, So, in the near future, we're going to, hopefully by warm weather, we'll be actually maybe pouring some concrete down here. Alex and I, we've been talking about it. I know they brought it up at the city commission meeting the other night. So it's something that we're gonna jump on.
Okay. And the last question is about the water authority, the reservoir. It says, when will the water board get an answer from the county about the county taking over the reservoir project?
It'll be next year. It'll be after January. I'm working with the GFA people and all. It could be months before they get back with me. They said they would get back with me in January, but it'll be up to them. It's just something we'll make that decision, and we'll do it when we feel comfortable doing it. Yeah.
Okay, those are all of our questions.
Yep. Okay. Thanks a lot. My number is 423-667-8999. And if you need anything I can help you with, just give me a call. Our commissioners are very easy. Their numbers are posted online. And so just call us and be sure to get out this weekend. It's a big weekend in Dade County, in Trenton, and enjoy this. And the weather's going to be great too. And it's going to be a really big Saturday. So all day long, there's things going on. So try to get out and enjoy Dade County. And we appreciate everyone. We'll see you next week. Thank you.